say a long thing. What are you looking, why are you here, what you're looking to accomplish, and what your business is.
Oh, hi guys, Camille here. I'm always doing workshops and training, so any opportunity to like advance both fields. So I have a non-for-profit and an LLC, but I'm an expert in a non-for-profit. I'm looking to activate my for-profit side of the business. So just want to meet and learn new people. And most of you guys are like, all of you guys are familiar, so it's a great powerhouse right now.
Thank you. And also, you're currently in the path to, you currently have a crowdfunding going on.
Yes, I do have a crowdfunding going on, all the way up until October 30th. So I'll share that later with the group of you.
Okay. Kino was like, I'll be here. I don't know why you got me here. Okay. And okay, so Kino, I know Kino. What is that? 2 years? Not 2 years, but 2 years. To be honest, I know Kino. Kino actually, I know Kino does finance. Kino is an engineer. We ended up going through an activation in Miami last year. Until probably this year, I ended up talking to Kino to really work with Kino. We know each other, do a lot of things, but for me, who didn't have a lot understanding how the finance work, the number work, until he was like, I had to go a little bit further in the conversation, and he was like, hey, I do finance and tech. I was like, oh, I need you. So Kino is a powerhouse in terms of finance, technology, Excel, spreadsheet, projection, anything with your business model in terms of number, that's the go-to person. That's Kino. Yes. Did I do a good job?
Yes.
Okay. Keisha.
Hi, everyone. My name is Keisha Hickson, for those who don't know me. Most of you do in travels. I'm mostly known for owning Shining Star Kids Salon in Brooklyn. We're going on our 9th year next year. I was in banking for 26 years. My focus into 2026 is my non-for-profit, Multiple Myeloma Matters. Next year I'll be graduating 10 years. I'm launching my book in a few weeks. And my inaugural fundraiser for multiple myeloma to come out with it. That's going to be on March 8th. And an activity every quarter, and also to pick back up my speaking, my professional speaking career. So my topics are mostly living with invisible disabilities and the high cost of complacency. Those are my two topics.
Yes.
High cost of complacency.
Kim, can you come here, please?
She's tired.
I know she could come lay down here. She needs to be in that class too. 10 years. Natasha, you next.
Yes, hi, I'm Natasha Gaspard, Emmy Award-winning TV producer, founder of Main Moves Media, which focuses on connecting hair and beauty with health, identity, politics, and things like that. Also a natural hair advocate. I am a co-founder of a nonprofit called the Natural Hairstyle Day Coalition. So I'm kind of marrying my advocacy with my production experience, and I'm looking to raise money either through crowdfunding, grants, or sponsorships for live events and content. I work with a lot of beautypreneurs in sharing their stories, connecting to their audiences, and just having more of a media presence in general, so building their kind of social portfolios, if you will. Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you,
Glad to
Natasha.
be here. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Deborah Harrison. I'm the founder of International Isle of Grace Day. I'm also the
Yeah.
founder of the one of the founding members of the NHGC. Specifically, I always talk to Joanne about International Isle of Grace Day and the sponsorship, and so mine is very specific, like how do I not pay for my own event every single year, because I do them. And so, how to sponsorship dollars and any access to loans and anything of that nature, so that I could put this event on, not with my dollars.
Okay. Thank you. Looking to scale that. Okay. Thank you. Sasha?
Hi, everybody. My name is Sasha, better known as Designer Hot Cocoa. That's my fashion designer name. I'm a designer, a love coach, and a business hype woman. And my thing is, I used to be in the music and the film industry, doing managing girls and putting fashion inside of all the video vixens and stuff. And I left the industry to have a baby. And I went mainstream, and I realized this year that mainstream is not really for me. to give creative a space to enjoy music, fashion, and good energy. And I'm going to take that back to the industry and make my stamp.
Love it.
Kim, your 1 minute introduction. Who are you?
Join your love to this to me.
Kim is a entrepreneur, a travel professional in the hospitality industry, who's actually a mentor to me, and who's very shy. But then again, when she's by with ourselves, her mouth is very something else. But she's a perfect example of somebody who's been in the industry for like 10, 20 plus year. And after what I'm seeing is like I'm used to doing things by myself. I'm really so comfortable of doing that, it becomes a norm, right? And versus like for me building, for me looking at this how other race, other people act versus how we act, right? So is there anything I'm missing? You have, if somebody's looking to book packages, cruises, that's you.
Basically, I have been in the travel industry for 36 years.
David, the presentation.
Still in it. And it has created a platform for me to be able to help others. I worked with a lot of interns from, I would say, Kingsborough, one of my main, hospitality industry. I also, another area, it's non-for-profit. It's not for profit, but could have been. But what I chose to do is to, should I say, you have young ladies who cannot get into the travel industry. They don't know what to do, they can't afford school, they can't afford a training program. So I would allow them to come in and train with me. So far over the years, still have successful ones, still in the travel industry, still working as concierge with major carriers and so forth.
David,
So with that,
can
I
you project the
convert that platform now into the hospitality industry. I convert
Can they
it now
see so
to
they can see it
events.
over there?
So that also helped me to
So they can
help
see it.
young ladies, gentlemen, whoever want to be in the industry, but basically
Yeah.
for young ladies, because we don't really give them that amount of opportunities. We really have to fight for it, and that's the main area. After 27 years in one spot, Church Avenue, I came to Brooklyn Commons, and then this is where I really, really see the need for so many areas
Hey guys,
in
don't
the
touch.
industry. She said, but that's my mentor. She loved to switch it, but I'm looking at that. We know it. We know it. We're gonna be honest. Is she the mentor?
Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
listen to Kim.
So she mentored me to this point because yes, I have experiences, I have more knowledge, been out there. But she had to kind of bring it in, and so we really work with each other because she's a visionary, and she takes her vision beyond. Right, I love the man behind. Yes. So based on her moving with the vision, it motivates me. And so therefore, because even for this event last night, although she said yes, it was sexual, without her, and bringing Camille on board to assist me, it would not be what it is. So at this point, I try to say that we have to be more supportive. It's very hard to use our own money because although I have a few, should I say, one or two sponsors. There's sponsors in different areas, but it's very hard when you have to go in pocket to provide employment for others. Because you have to provide employment for the people.
David,
right
I
now,
can't
have to
do
go
it.
and make sure the people that some of them will come in
Oh.
to assist. Example, I would say for Camille, who has or Find, which is a very good program to helping these people to educate themselves in different areas in the hospitality industry. But yet, these are volunteers. They need money to go home. They need money to do certain things. So I think that's where the deficiency is in the
Okay.
industry.
Thank you, Kim. Tamara and Rita, I know you guys are online. We're gonna put this on. But Dwight, quick intro who you are, what you do, and what you intend to get out of this class. Everybody already know you, but three keywords.
All right, so hi, my name is Dwight. I'm a personal trainer. My brand name is Day to Day Fitness, also known as DTD Fitness. I focus on strength and conditioning, helping busy professional people get in shape and stay in shape, eating clean through through eating clean and exercising on a day-to-day basis, and becoming a better version of themselves.
What do you intend to get out of this class? Money?
Money,
Connect.
knowledge. Hopefully, like ego.
Me? No. Okay, so, but the reason why I'm putting this together is because I realize a lot of you guys are like me. I never really worked on finance. I never really, number was never my thing. In fact, I failed everything but marketing in school. Biology, accounting. That's why Keisha says I'm going to have a big question. I'm like, how does that work? But one of the things I'm really, really good at from being like out there in introduction, building, intro, connecting with business owner, I'm able to really define one thing and take it and flip that. What does that look like? So the whole thing of this thing, because like if you, they say like if you make $5,000 every month, you know, you make 10, then it's 50, then it's much easier to kind of like duplicate what you do. So it's pretty much like how do we get, like I think 10K is the easiest to start with. Natasha, when I spoke to you last week, you said you were looking to raise 75K, you know, for this, but it's always easier to start with a number that we already know business and one offer that we already have, whether it's a service, whether it's a product that we have, and then scale it. I know what most of you guys do already, so the whole thing out of the class is validate that one offer, validate that one service that we have. How do we validate it to kind of give us that 10,000 recurring revenue, or that 1K, that $10,000 that we want to raise, that $10,000 that $10,000 that we want to raise. It could be a $10,000 that I'm raising for my product. It could be my $10,000 that I'm raising for my event next year. So whatever that is, I think it's a good number to start with, because once you make that, and it's easy to duplicate whatever that work and that number. I mean, once David put the presentation up, then you could continue. You could.
Presentation on your computer?
I do.
Or you can plug that into the.
He's trying to.
And it's easy.
No, I'm streaming this.
You're streaming it.
It's already on YouTube.
Can we put it in the computer? The presentation. That's what they could see it in the computer.
You mean on this monitor?
And the TV, yeah.
Can you put it up?
Yeah, she can. Which has a table? You can.
Yeah, let's put it in the computer. Let me just. Let me charge this. Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you. So I have to come sit next over there, right?
I'm not streaming this anymore.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
I'll send you a link for the YouTube stream.
Yeah? Oh. Oh, guys, okay, let me try, because I'm also sharing it with Tamara and Rita, so I'm trying to. I don't think I could enlarge it. Can you guys see it? David, can you move the computer a little bit, the TV? Can you guys all see it? Okay, so that's pretty much that. So I know what a lot of you guys already offered already, and also I have offered already, and that's also have Kino there, because for me, even though I was building this business, you know, understanding number, understanding my key offer, it was the most, that kind of like really changed everything for me. And even today when I was talking to him, it was like going over numbers and idea. And I was like, well, usually a lot of us, 99% of us usually don't have a business plan. We go to the bank, there's like, you know, we don't have a business plan. We just go based on an offer, something that we really know that our community need, and then we just go along with that. So these are the things. So we're gonna meet 5 weeks, 45 minutes each, you know, hopefully like each class, and then what's gonna give you guys either a roadmap to that 10K, and also creating a revenue with that 10K that's gonna lead you guys based on that super offer that you guys have, right? And of course, you guys already know each other, but also there's other strategy, how do you expand your network. So I'm gonna go over the idea of how I even started the NY Beauty Suite, or even creating one super offer that led me to that. I'm gonna go to the next slide.
We'll have access to your software?
Yeah. Natasha and Rita. So I'm gonna go ahead, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to do it where they could still see it. Okay, so you guys already know about me already. That's about me page. My name is Joanne Bria. I've been an entrepreneur. I consider myself a business architect. I'm a business architect. I'm not really a coach. I don't really know what it tells to coach, but what I'm really good at is figuring out solution. I'm a founder, and founder, entrepreneur, business owner, creator, they all have different mindsets. So founder would be like, you have the bigger idea, I'm trying to solve it, and what does that mean? And sometimes that's why sometimes it's important to know who you guys are talking to, because you're talking to a founder, you're talking to a small business, a creator, it's different mindsets. So a perfect example, sometimes people would come in and say, oh my God, Joanne is guys, Joanne is a business visionary, right? But a lot of the time they're like, well, why do you need a big team? But I don't really know how the day-to-day operation is. That's why I send somebody to Amicia, I send somebody to Grunty, because the founder is a bigger idea. So what that means is if I'm trying to solve space, so all these everyday things, perfect example, when you approached me, Natasha, I was like, well, do you know this and this for the salon? I don't know it. So I go things by, like, so when you guys are approaching people for money, the first thing is understand who the target market you're talking to, founder, business owner, investor, a creator, or entrepreneur, or banker. These is very important because the way you approach it is very completely, it's gonna be very different. So I, as you guys know, been Booking Common CEO for 10 years. And the founder of NY Beauty Suite. I started NY Beauty Suite 5 years ago during the pandemic. And then when it comes to with Booking Common, many of you don't know that, but I'm pretty much not in the same position. I stepped down. I'm transitioning out, right? So part of the question will be like, hey, why? But as an entrepreneur and founder, it's important to understand pivoting, right? 10 years somewhere, the vision was for small business owner, the vision was for Black-owned business owner in the neighborhood, so the neighborhood is flipping. So as a founder and business owner, you cannot stay in the same model. We gotta pivot. Pivoting for Booking Common, I could talk about that. What that looks like is literally like bigger tenant, because I do see that small business owner or don't need that much square footage in terms of like square footage for business, for square footage commercial space. So things are changing. So what does that look like as a founder? Well, you got to look at what's the next 10 to 20 years look like, depending how much money. So commercial real estate in terms of trend, in terms of insight, is going to change. I think the model is going to be a little bit for mid-sized businesses that have more open model than smaller business, because the owner won't take that much risk in those business model, because small business owner, the bank is not giving us any money. There's no investment. And if you guys could look at 5 years ago into now, although it was COVID, there was a lot of grant, it was a lot of conversation. Right now, everything is dry up. It's like, I don't even see nothing out there. So that's pretty much about me. I'm a business architect. I'm able to come up with ideas, solution for something that I'm very passionate about, and convert it to some kind of monetization, to collaboration, community, and connection. These are the things that I combine together. We're gonna go to the next slide. Any question about me?
That's really you in the picture.
It's not me. So the whole thing is really like the vision to having a vision and offer and validating that. So I'm gonna go ahead and first describe to you what that looked like for me, and then each one of you guys gonna go around to say one business offer or a product or service that you really wanna monetize, and how did I go along about creating that. So this whole thing is like a case study, what I did with the suite, and also with the suite, I have the monthly rental model, then I have the daily rental model, how am I monetizing it, how did I raise fund for it, how did I decorate everything from that, right? So right now, the focus is like clarifying one business, one demand. So each one of you guys, we can go over one demand, right? So for me, real estate, I'm in the workspace development. One demand is space, right? There's different kind of space. There's meeting room space, there's event space, there's media space, there's ton. And as a business model, if I have the New York Beauty Suite, is workspace for beauty professional hair nails. But then again, there's different demand that's popping up. What's the demand? The other offer is like, oh, you know what? I don't really have a lot of money. I cannot lease the space for a long time. I'm just stepping down, just went back to the tree. I just had a baby. So what I'm gonna do, right? So I'm just giving you guys lane. So if I want to make that 10K for that, let's just say I have one offer and I have 10 of you guys was asking for that offer. Sasha said, well, you know, Joanne, I cannot really do $2,000 a month, but I can do X. Oh, okay. And then you have Deborah say, well, I could do once a month, I could do the flex to do my activation, to sell my product. So that's listening to the industry changing versus Deborah and Sasha would normally come in to me and say, here's $2,000 every month, right? So I'm like, well, if I want to create that offer and I'm getting a lot of demand, what does that look like? Because my big offer is the rental per month, right? I rent somebody per month, no, but I'm like, oh, the industry is changing. What does that look like? So I come up with flex, right? Then I'm gonna go in. So this is the demand that I'm creating. You come up with one offer that you know, not so much friends and family, but everyone else is like asking you basis on your survey. So Sasha, you're a designer, then it could be a style, it could be a product, it could be whatever that offer is, then you go with that. And I know, Deborah, you have about like five different offers for this particular class. You wanted to monetize your events, which is like, I've been doing this for 10 years, Joanne, how do I raise money? That's my super offer that I want to monetize, right? So is that correct?
That is correct, but I do, Natasha so lovely reminded me, I do want to upscale the product. I do want to bring more visibility and kind of work on that.
But right now, let's just say you have one thing that's going to keep you up, that you don't mind waking up every day for, to sell, to book. What is that one thing? Is it the sponsorship to sell the event, or is it that product? I just need one thing. You need to come up with one thing.
So I'll do the International Anniversary.
Okay, so that's an event for the, okay, that's what, okay. And Natasha, what is that for you?
I have two as well. I need to pick one.
Yeah, because a lot of time when we doing a lot of these things, we do want to do a lot, but that's when you raise money, right? And that's when we get stuck. You know, I want to do the hair, I want to do this. You know, for me, I want to do so much. When I open in White Beauty Street, we want to do programming, we want to da. But at the end of the day, unless you raise money, then that's when people take us seriously. Because if you don't have money, how are you going to do 4 or 5 things? Each one of them come with a certain amount of expense that we have to do. Which one? So that's why when we go into investors, sponsor, they're looking at us like, yeah. The reason I'm saying that 10 years ago, a lot of these sponsors, investors, I'm still in contact with. I used to be mad at them why they never funded my idea. But 10 years later, I'm like, oh, I know why. You know, it's idea. It's idea. You don't have, you know, you didn't validate the market. We don't know there's an offer for it. You don't know if the customer needed something that I want, I see, but that doesn't mean like my customer wanted that. So it has to be one thing, because we don't have money unless one of us have $100,000. Let's come up with one. Natasha, so you need one. Keish, what is yours? What is your
Going to next year is getting Muslim Mama off the ground, fundraising for that. And I just
fundraising?
came across something on the internet, like, and also doing my own more in-person events.
So that's for under event, raising fund. That's that one thing. So you want to raise fund.
Raise funds. That's the whole idea, to get Muslim Mama off the ground and to start hosting more of my own events.
So let me ask you, is the multi-millionaire connected to your book, or that's a non-profit of his own?
I mean, everything's connected. I'm really the brand. Keisha Hicks is the brand. We talk about giving myself more visibility. I'm a salesperson by nature. People buying tea, they buy whatever you're selling, right? And so it's working on my own personal visibility more so than, because people see me all the time, but they don't know what I do or what I'm about.
You do a lot.
I do a lot, but most people don't know until they run into me in spaces that, like, oh my God, you're here. Like, I just don't. I'm not on social media talking about what I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm working, but to work on my own visibility, so everything will fall into place. The non-for-profit will fall into place, the book sales, even serving lunch, you know, because people always ask me about my skin and stuff like that. So when people, I decided to put myself, Keisha Hicks, and the brand to the forefront this year.
Yeah, you do, Keisha, have amazing, to wash my face with, you know, you do have a, I don't know, like you have, but that's the thing, you have, that's a super offer, you know what I mean? But again, so that means it's Keisha, then from Keisha, whatever else Keisha's selling, so right now you want to kick off with raising fund for the multi-myeloma, 10K, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's 5 months, 6 months.
Okay, 5 months. It's good to have a timeline. Kino. You know, it's like, I'm here to get the information.
Sure, I have one now.
You have one?
Yes.
What's your super offer?
So my super offer actually connected to yours, and you know, recently we So personally, I wanted to open to scale that little corner. Hopefully, Giselle give us the space so
Okay.
we can make it that the flex look along with
Okay.
the two recommended. So basically, they're familiar with the flex model.
Yeah.
So yeah, so essentially, so email liked it. Obviously, the book, the bank account liked it. So we're just gonna do it a couple more times. So
Yeah. Okay. So you have one. So your super offer is scaling the flex.
yes.
Okay. That's just one offer. Okay. I'm gonna tell you guys how that come about. Okay, Camille, your super offer.
I'm sorry. I would say, what I would want to do, I think the universe has a way of when you put stuff out, it comes in. So I was put into a new role, small business partner, like I recruit partners. So I've been in the small business world for these past 2 weeks and been in like all of these executive meetings with all these people. And one thing that we had in common was that, yes, so, can you hear me now?
You can hear you.
I was saying that one thing that we have in common is that we all have this drive in our business that we want to move it forward. And one thing that I didn't have in the room that kind of intimidated me, we had to break out in sessions, and they were like CEOs, founders stay here, members, employees, and staff go there. And for some reason, like what they was offering, it made me want to get up and go into that room because everyone that was in the room, the least person was making like 100 and maybe 15K a year. And I'm not making any money with my organization. Like, I don't get paid. So I wanted to get up, and I was like, so God was like, no, you belong in this room. You are a founder. Like, stay here. And I heard Joanne probably would have killed me if I got up. So I stood, and I got all these cards. So it made me focus that I want to dive more into my LLC and support services. I like providing services where I want to get paid. And when I sat in that room, and you know when you sat in the room and you like raise your hand, I always do that. People were coming to me and asking me all these questions and want to meet with me and could I. So I'm like, why am I meeting for people for free? I have something that I can sell. So I really want to focus on activating my LLC because I'm good at support services, and people pay for that. Like even people will pay you to fill out an application. And I'm just like, I'll do your application for you. I got this. I can do this.
So what is the offer? The offer is
support services.
for nonprofits specifically, or just
Any support services. So like prime example of a couple of things people ask me to help them with. They ask me to help. They run their own business and they love the way I work with my volunteers. How can I help them get volunteers? Because that's a whole job in itself. I've helped several people, and it's not easy. It takes a lot of time. You got to bring people on.
but
you
that's
gotta train
different
them.
than the LLC. So I just want to.
No, it is the LLC.
So you
They're
want.
gonna pay me for this now. It's not free anymore.
Oh, okay, so that's part of the fine community. You're gonna offer.
It's under the fine. So I have my LLC, non-for-profit is Fine Community Connection Project. My LLC is Fine Community Connection. So that's it. This
So
the project.
okay,
is missing.
service. For
Service.
Okay, okay,
So,
that's gonna be the
yes,
offer that
yes.
you don't mind going out there. You're
I'm
gonna.
gonna sell that.
Okay.
I'm gonna sell that. It's not free.
Okay. Okay. What is okay, Pasky? What's Kim? What's your super offer?
My super offer.
One.
What my super offer is just being able to transfer my wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to in the field of travel and hospitality. We covered just about everything. I want to be able to transfer that to the next generation coming up.
So what is that? Is it gonna
That
be in a
means-
form of a book, in a
No.
podcast, in an event?
It can be maybe podcast or personal training.
Oh, development.
Say personal development, yeah.
Okay. Okay, personal development, and or it could be as in that information pass training.
Yes, Pastor, the experiences that I have, which is, I've not seen them in the book. In no book, it's not,
Okay.
it just comes with experience and being able to see. I've seen all the defaults and everything, what
Okay.
goes wrong. I want to create a new, I would say the generation coming behind
So
me.
remember, if you have 5 weeks, you want to make $10,000 every month. Would that offer take time from what you're doing right now? So pretty much like, I'm using Kim as an example. So sometimes we attend to either over or under. So Kim said, I know her schedule. That's why I'm saying that. I want to make that my super offer, either development or podcast. So let's just say you have once a month, you know, you want to create that. From your schedule, that super offer allowed you to be committed because think about that, it's that thing you want to do every day to get you that 10K. Would that offer be that offer after that I mentioned that you committed with to either come up with
Committed every day for how every day.
okay. If it's a formal podcast, that means production, hiring David, getting guests, you know, that's part of that. David, what's your super offer?
Currently, I'm working on networking with all the entertainers in Brooklyn and at Large, New York.
What's that one offer? If you want to make, somebody say, you know what, David, you can make 10K per month. You launch that one offer, that one demand.
That's selling more installation service.
And what is that? Tell me, because I'm not in the production. What's in, like this?
More installed. So what we would do, we provide all the company space, we do an screen, we do the consultation video, and then we do procurement, and then right down to installation.
Okay.
So we're gonna then hand over after travel. We give you a service contract will last you roughly 6 months.
Is that offer require other people to be in it, or only David could do it?
Well, basically, I'm transferring knowledge to the younger generation, which is my generation, because what I've noticed thus far, a lot of people say they're hungry to get involved, but
Yeah.
when they actually get
Same thing.
involved, it's like you got micromanaged, and I hate micromanagement.
Okay, so that if that offer is gonna give you, I don't know, we're gonna break it down like 10K per month.
That offer could give me more than 10K a month, but we could work with those.
Okay, so that means you have one super offer. It could be one production that. Okay.
Basically, if I let's say the procurement aspect, now you come to me, David, we would like to have a LED screen, size 10 by 8, on this wall, about 2.5 feet nits. That will be the brightness that we want to see image. Now, I just say straight, a screen like that will cost you 65,000. Now, that's just one aspect of the business. Now, me now, dress the business up. We come, we check the wall, we enforce the wall, we mount the screen on the wall.
So you have high ticket item, pretty much. Yeah. Okay, you have high ticket item. It's different. It's different items.
For
So.
example, their appearance last night, because he did the screen for last night. So.
Oh, you love that.
Oh yes, they loved it.
I know.
Okay, so what we're gonna do today, I know some of you guys your laptop, and I know Kishi already did it, is literally most of you guys are using ChatGPT. So let's create that offer and let's create an avatar. Does anybody know what an avatar is for your business?
Yes.
Okay, so we could do that. So I'm gonna give you guys an example. An avatar is like, well, who the customer is gonna look like. It's like a business profile of that target market. So for you, Cam, if you say, well, I wanna do business development for the next generation. I don't know, the next generation, there's different age group. Is it 18 to 20? Is it high school? Is it adult? So you gotta have to have, so when you're talking, the reason why I'm saying that when you're talking, Keisha, Camille, or David may not be your customer. It could be also, it's good to know who exactly that customer is. So it's kind of like we could create does anybody know what the first thing to do to create the avatar? So it's pretty much like you guys already know in ChatGPT, you guys come up with one business idea and offer. You could go into ChatGPT, give it a title. The way, because I'm sharing this online, I cannot do it like that, is giving you a title. You could say, for example, hi, chat, I'm creating an offer for NY Beauty Suite. I'm giving you that as an example. Created for NY Beauty Suite, and I would like the offer to be a rental space per day, and I'm looking for a target customer for it, and then help me come up with an avatar for that particular target market. So it gives you an idea for it. I'm just giving you guys the homework to do and that kind of thing. So it's good to know. The reason why is if you don't have enough money, you don't have enough resources, it's good to know what that customer look like, because a lot of us tend to target the same customer that's not our clientele. Sometimes we go to friends and family, they're not your customer. Keisha, who's your target customer? What does that look like?
My target customer right
And
now-
what's their pinpoint? Like this customer is like, oh, do they have like pimple or thing? Who's that person?
Well, remember, we're focusing on next year, not so much the skincare models. So my target audience is women or anyone who's living in corporate America with a disability. That's one. And the person who has cancer trying to navigate through life beyond cancer. That's what the book is about. It's a DEAR framework. How do you move past It doesn't have to be cancer, it could be anything. It could be a divorce, it could be anything that's traumatic to you. Instead of it paralyzing you, how do you move forward from that, right? I've been through a million things before I was diagnosed with cancer, but that was the big one. Like, so many things have happened in the past you have to kind of work through. So it doesn't have to be only for someone who is battling a critical illness. Like, but how do you move past when you feel something like this is not going where you want it to go?
Okay, so if your one offer right now, you say, Joanne, I wanna come out with this offer where I make 10K rather for my event. So then that's what happens. So that means your customer right now is not none of these two offer, is who will be sponsoring to give you the money. Who's your
So who I'm targeting the sponsors is the pharmaceutical companies.
pharmaceutical
And
company?
also the other, like the Blood Cancer Society, major other non-for-profits that to kind of collaborate with them. Because my goal is also to go to Essex in July, but under somebody else as well, like we come together.
Like a rollout.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, I'm going there, but I'll go with, say, with the Lymphoma Society under them. So my target audience right now as far as fundraising is straight, the pharmaceutical companies and also other non-for-profits and corporate accounts as well.
Why is it other not for profits?
Because bigger non-for-profits do help smaller non-for-profits for the reach, right? So like for one, Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation, they are stationed in another state, but they do activations here,
Okay.
right? So like on October 11th, the Health Tree is doing an activation in New York, and they actually contacted me because they know I'm from New York and I was on a panel with them, and I'm also a coach through them. So I can get them to sponsor the event with me to come on March 8th. And it doesn't have to always be in cash. It could be, they could bring resources, it can be giveaways, they want to be on the panel. They can still be a sponsor for me, not-for-profit to not-for-profit. Because
Okay.
they look to have a footprint in a certain area or a certain state.
Okay, so here's how you could break it down. So let's just say right now, it's part of your
Should I record this? Because I'm not
Yes.
going to remember.
Oh, David is live streaming it, right? Okay. So it's literally, so you break it down. If my goal is to get 10K, Keisha goal right now, I'm going to use Keisha, I should get, yes, she said it. Oh, it may not be in the form of money, it could be in kind, it could be in something, but that's what I'm raising the money for. And I have timeline. So she give what it is, she give the timeline. That timeline was in March 2026. How many months is that? That's like
5 months, 6 months.
okay, that's where 6 months, 2026, 10K. That's the offer. The offer is fundraising, sponsorship, or in-kind and collaboration. So what is that? How would you break that down now? So right now, how would you break it down to get that 10K?
As far as
With that offer, you say this.
it's just I have to start emailing marketing. I have to call people, contact them, make contact with the community resource person. This is something you gotta like. How can I say nurture? That's why I'm starting so early. You have to do an email sequence, pretty much.
That's why I get excited about those things. No, so right now, part of the strategy, I'm gonna use Keisha as an example. Part of the strategy is if you have 5 months, you have until March, Joanne, I wanna raise 10K, right? I don't know, I'm just giving as, let's just say is, I don't know, like breast cancer awareness, and what you do right now is literally go in and be like, hey, I'm looking to raise with the following company. Is there anyone in the area?
My prompt for ChatGPT.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Past that stage. I'm sorry. So yeah.
You have that or don't?
Yeah, I have a list generated already for I broke it out between the pharmaceutical companies who have multiple myeloma drugs and the other blood non-for-profit organizations. I have that already.
What's the name? Give me 5.
I'm gonna look it up for you. Hold on.
Yeah, give me 5. So what I'm doing right now, part of the strategy for Keisha to get, my offer is 10K, right? Part of the strategy is activity. So she have the month of October, November, December to make relationship with this organization, right? So when she give me the 5, I don't know, she want money, right? Let's just say I'm part of the Cancer Society, I'm just giving one. But you know what, you have 5 months. That's like targeted, right? Because now Keisha going from event, going thing, that's not, every event is not for her. So who's the
So the only events I go to is other health summits.
So who's the organization?
Like the first one is Johnson & Johnson, which is a pharmaceutical company. Pfizer is one. Roche and AstraZeneca is another one.
That's how many you give me?
That's 3.
3? Okay. So here's the strategy.
Yeah, I'm listening.
5? I just need 5.
Yeah,
Out of those,
I'll give you some from the nonprofit side. MMRF, which is the Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation. There's the Leukemia and Blood Society. Right, that's on the list.
So let's just say right now, part of the strategy, each one of these organizations, I just need to do one thing. I need you to find a key person in each one.
It's on the spreadsheet.
You have that, okay, so what's the strategy now, Keisha? If you're supposed to do meet the author in November, remember, everybody, you gotta give and take, give and
Right,
take.
so my strategy for this is to send them a one-pager
Mm-hmm.
of who I am, how long I've been diagnosed, and this is what I'm looking to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my strategy, is then follow up with them to nurture them.
Okay,
That's the only thing, I mean, that's the only way I know how to do it, like, to keep
okay,
emailing them.
Camille and Kim, yeah.
Yeah.
But that, okay, give and take. So right now, it's just like you asking them to do something, right?
Right.
But they want something. What are you giving them, Keisha? You,
Awareness, especially because they want to get into the community. Well, most of my lomas are cancer that no one really heard about, right? So one is to bring more awareness to the community, especially our community, about the disease. And also, it's not a disease where you can go get screened for it, like breast cancer or prostate cancer. Something happens, and that's how you find out. So part of my strategy is to have them come in and talk about, stop ignoring pains in your body. Because I had a lot of bone pain. Because you always think that you're tired, this, that, and the third. Go get checked. If I introduce their drugs, these are the drugs that we have in the pipeline. Because most of myeloma has come a long way in the past 10 years. At least 8 or 9 drugs have been approved since
Okay.
I've been diagnosed.
okay, but right now, let's just say, as an entrepreneur, remember, you're raising money. You don't have no money in your pocket right now. What's happening? I want to reach these people in March. Keisha, you're doing an event, Meet the Author. There's a bigger event that's happening. You're doing activation. So your job, whether now or that, hey, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, I am doing X. I would like, because you asking them, you haven't give them anything. Because everybody right now, believe it or not, they all want to talk. Everybody want to share their story. Everybody want to be a bigger platform, especially if they have an impact initiative, right? So this is the time right now. These organizations invite one of each of these women. I would like to invite you to a panel or to do part of my fireside chat to talk to me about X.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But that's leading up to that.
It is even upset because they're giving you money. You have to give them something. You have to offer them to come to the event.
But that event is also relationship. Now they're gonna be like, Keisha, oh, this is nice.
Right.
Because remember, now timeline, right? Because you gotta know when they give the fund. You gotta know when, for example, right now, Banks Chase, when I call them, they say, Joanne, they're making commitment for next year. They say they made the commitment in January, they already give who they're gonna give the money in February. You know what I did? I'm like, oh, okay, well, in that case, I'm inviting you to give me a letter of commitment. Because I missed that. Because we don't know, sometimes business and nonprofit, they have timeline, they have when they cut check.
Right.
So Keisha, you need those 5 names by next week. I need 5 to 10 names of people.
All right, you have to email those lists.
Oh, then send the email.
To you? Oh.
Yeah, you know.
Right here.
So you did that homework, Natasha. So same thing with you. So you see, you guys understand the homework that I'm doing. So right now it's everything give and take. Yeah. I'm asking you for 5,000, 10,000. These will have a goal. They have a impact. They have a number to keep. You got to invite to something. And how you nurture it? Funnel. That's called funnel. You got to funnel them to something. Now that lady, let's just say it's called Kim Morrison. Kim come in and be like, well, Keisha, this is so nice. Kim take a picture with Keisha. Keisha put Kim picture in LinkedIn. Now people is in LinkedIn, so Keisha, you're doing great work. And they got to be nurtured. They got to be seen. They got to be connected, the same thing. All we do is ask them. We never nurture that. And Black people like to be nurtured. Like, what is it? Leverage. There's kid there. I was going to say leverage that. Every time you see a brand doing, that's why a lot of brands sometimes, they enter themselves into activation, right? They don't have to do the event by themselves. Oh, let me do activation. Because why that activation? They could say, well, you know what? Keisha could say who's going to be in there. Metro Plus is going to be there. Verizon is going to be there. Leverage this already because there's already brand, because it's much easier for them to join. Because if that says Verizon's in there, Metro Plus is in there, LinkedIn West is already in there, so you already give it credential, so that means that person have a 60 or 80% to say yes. Okay. Right? That's Keisha, one of Keisha's pathway. Her pathway is to talk to that group. It's not to talk to me, to talk to Sasha, to talk to Kim. It's like, oh, I want these organizations, so now invite people from these organizations to say, hey, give them something, also take something from them. But you're going to take something by asking them to sponsor, but they got to see it. That day, you have the content, you have the marketing, you got the proof of concept. They see that people trust you, and then that's how you should go along about it. That's one avenue, Keisha. There's other avenue. That's sponsorship. So they may say, well, Keisha, great, because there's always somebody that willing to give you a check. There's those profile that you go to that say yes, you could do it. But there's other organization, the smaller, let's talk about the pharmaceutical company, Keisha. That's easy. Those people have checks everywhere.
I know. This is somebody told me. I met another person at an event, and she was like, "Just ask them. They got money. They'll give it to you. Just ask them." So one thing I'm banking on is my overall story that it's been 10 years. It's not something like most people they get diagnosed. They want to do this whole non-for-profit thing. They could look me up. I've been on several talks. I'm a solid businesswoman for the past 9 years. So I feel like with my background, they would be safe to say, right, I'm going to give her $10,000, right? She's going to do the right thing with it. That's what I'm hoping for. But they put the pieces together. They do vet you before they give you the money.
What is that organization that called me, but they wanted you to do the blood thing? I think Martha that told you. What was it? Is it a health?
It's another group. They do the screening, but they don't do that screening. They do another screening for like diabetes.
But what's what is
I don't remember her name. I'll look it up right now.
No, there is. So what I'm trying to say, there is a health industry, right? So Keisha, another thing is right now it's very easy. You look for conferences in New York City that do anything health related, and then these particular brand or these particular thing, and you be like, hey, I'm doing this. You don't. So what you need right now is 4 of them to give you 25. So you break down the number.
Yeah, a little bit. 500 here, 1,000 here. They start. That's all you need. It's gonna add up. So I do go to health conferences. I went to the Black Health Conference in Harlem because they had sponsors.
How was it? Yeah.
It was good. It was good. So I met a couple of people face to face because I'm always good face to face. You know what I mean? Put a name to it. I emailed them right after. I do have some follow ups. They want to do a story on me. So you have to go to those type of conferences. And you said it earlier. You got to start spending time where your customer is or where you're trying to be.
Yeah, because
That's why I
you
stop coming outside. Like I don't need another coordination. I don't need it.
You
It's
can't
not
be
helping me.
outside every day
Yeah.
because that's not who you're talking to. That's how sometimes we end up losing money.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
end up being in the wrong network. We end up why? Because we're in the wrong target market. But Keisha, that's 2 avenues to raise. So one avenue is sponsorship. One avenue is relationship building. You probably need four companies that give you $2,500 each. And in fact, to your panel or to the meet the author, you could be like, guess what? Give me $2,500 each or commitment to next year. Who's going to be in the event? Well, I already part of that event. Verizon's going to be there. Metro Plus is going to be there. We're going to have content and that. And then so now you have avenue for brand that give you sponsorship, organization that have initiative for that, and you have those health companies sometimes that ask you for 25 that could give you that. So that's like 2 avenue. And then the third avenue could be a rich person that say, oh, here's a check.
Yeah,
So that's
great.
3.
I know, right?
They're around. They're around. So yes.
I was gonna say, just hearing what Keisha's saying, what you're saying, is like you having all this there, and I see Keisha, you're approaching the conferences and where the money is. But I think also with these people who do get the check, they want to know, the target, what population. So one of the key things that she said, a lot of people is not aware of it, right? So looking at finding a platform where you could expose this to. So like universities and campus and communities who are not getting these screening. So you might think about like, Keisha might say, I want to have a mobile van. I need investment for somebody to give me money for a mobile van. Because if FIFA has, say, they're going to give you money and they say, hey, we give you $100K, and you wrap that with FIFA logo and you're out there and it's known that FIFA is in these communities that don't know about this awareness, and then you track the numbers of people who came in and got the screening and discovered early discovery of them being possibly having this disease. Could also bring it because it's known in the market.
So from also the screening they do is something a not-for-profit called the Promise Group, right?
The what school?
The Promise.
The Promise School.
Right, the Promise. They come out. They're trying to get data to really pinpoint how you get multiple myeloma because it's not hereditary. It's environmental. Even though they're trying to suggest recently that it may be hereditary, but that's off, right? So there are companies that would want to come out and partner with, but there's no actual screening to say, let me take a blood test. Like when I went to the Black Health Summit, they had Quest on site because most people don't go for their annual checkups. And I thought that was great because they were like giving them their annual blood work to pinpoint if they have high cholesterol, diabetes, or anything. But with my particular disease, it's not like that. They don't test you for certain markers until you exhibit certain signs. Right? You had to exhibit like your kidneys are starting to fail, you fell, your MRI looks like, that's how I found out. I fell and I hurt my arm. And that's how they found out. Because the cancer started eating through my arm. So mine's is a little bit different, but I understand what you're saying. So the Promise non-for-profit is on my list to contact because I was on a panel with them as well. And they want to come out to the community to get data. They're like, that company is out of business.
Because I was gonna say, like Health Tree though is doing a lot of screenings, and they get bullet points. I
But
mean, we're
health,
going a
no,
little deeper,
but Health
but I'm
Tree
just
also
saying.
has branched out in other blood cancers now. They don't only focus on multiple myeloma. So yeah, it's a lot of like you said, a lot of opportunities, just pinpointing, like not getting overwhelmed.
Yeah, so right now, what I call that, once you find the avatar, you know, the target market. So what's the next thing? So next thing you mapped out who that is, right? So, okay, yes, you had the list. So let's just say, I'm just concentrating in New York. You could do New York or Brooklyn Hard targeted. You're gonna say, hey, give me a list of organization. I have multiple myeloma that would really, you know, that could possibly partner with me in this panel or this event, because once they give you the name of the organization, now Keisha's strategy is gonna be like, takes 1 hour, have ChatGPT or do a research, give me the list, make a phone call, who's in charge of that, and start building relationship. Now, what's building a relationship look like? Is really invite the person to be part of something you're doing. It could be a talk, it may not be an event, it could be I'm doing a live in my thing, and then you start building relationship, because right now, the way the economic is going, the way everybody's looking for opportunity to be seen, to be heard, building their career, because that's why a lot of the pivots to me, I'm seeing gonna change in the commercial real estate, because small business to me is going to be represented as a brand, like you, your own small business brand. Chameleons, it's not going to be this whole stuff, because people is going to have to find different avenue and different source of income. So it cannot be like one thing, you know, it could be many things. So that's what I'm looking at. So Keisha, right now you already have the list, you already have the organization. You send out the email, hey, I'm doing X, I'm launching it this date. I would like to invite you to be a guest, you know.
For your company, company representative. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Put the name in the name thing. David is right there. At the end of the panel, you put all the fucking logo in it. Oh, I'm sorry. This I can't. I'm going to show you guys strategy, because they do it to us all the time. We just don't know how to do it. Right? Before you know. And in fact, this is streamlined. I'm in SBS video everywhere. I'm like, what the hell? I'm in this commercial, that commercial. But that's how you do it, you know, because that's leveraging brand name, you know. Because they say, oh, at the end, when Keisha do the reel, it's going to show Keisha's in the room, Keisha's talking. There's 4 or 5 these people who takes their time to come learn what she's doing. And then from there, hey, I'm going to use Kim. Kim, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. Here's a book for a gift. And, you know, Keisha put all the recap, all the content. Kim now going to be like, this is so nice. Keisha's going to follow up the end of the year. Thank you so much, Kim. I would love to invite you. I'm looking for this. Kim's going to open that email.
Yes.
Kim's going to open that email. So Keisha's already list number 1. Keisha, list of names. Send them an email. Give them a date. You have a date. You have the flyer. You have amazing cover. Show them the cover of that flyer. She have amazing book cover. And she did that in ChatGPT too. I love it. I was like, what? So it's all about, like, when we talking, the reason why I'm saying that, because I remember I had an investor up to this day, when they used to talk to me at that time, I used to be emotional. It's nothing personal. I was in their target. You're not ready, Joanna, so I'm not going to be talking to you about giving you money. You're not there yet. But now I understand. So when you're in the room, you don't have to go to every event. So Keisha knows she have to go to health event, pharmaceutical events, people in C-level event, to be like inviting them so they could advocate for her for that fund. So Keisha cannot be in every event. So that's for Keisha. Anybody else want to have any questions?
So I just want to get clarity on what you're saying the offer is. Give me the description of the offer.
So an offer for you would be you doing the I Love Bread Days. An offer would be like a sponsorship package, right? An offer could be like, you know, under I Love Bread Day, because let's just say you want to make 10K a year current, right?
Yeah.
So how do I make that 10K? If I want to raise that 10K, or I want to have it every month, if you want to raise that 10K, come from the form of sponsorship. It could come from a form.
In-kind really works as well.
In kind, and also there's another creative thing that you guys could do to a company sometime. If there's a non-profit organization, they may have a line item where they have the budget left. They may not give you the money. Be like, hey, Sasha, I know you don't have the cash, but can you pay for my photography for me? That's equal X.
What is that called?
It could be, it's a creative option that I call it, you know. It could be like something like, hey, it's kind of creative funding, right? They cannot give you a check for $1,000, but they already have it in their line item already to,
Nara said she got kicked out of Zoom.
oh, she got
She's
kicked
waiting
out.
to be let back in. Yeah. Maybe because he fell asleep, I don't know.
How do I?
The Zoom, whatever the Zoom is.
Sure, we should put some food here, but I'm hungry now.
I know, right? Jonathan, you on speakerphone. I'm in common ground. I'm in the class. I'm in the class. You could come downstairs. Yeah. Okay, I gotta call you back. Okay, is she on? I don't even know if she's
I
on.
told her to try to log
Okay,
back
she's
in. I
really-
don't know.
Okay.
So for mine, Joanne, I know that mine was relegated around time. And what I mean by that is that in the past, I started around April, which is really too late. I've now, started now.
Tip of the blur.
Yeah, so to be very targeted,
Yes.
again, let's go back to the same assignment with Keisha. Who are you targeting for our birthday? Is it the brand you targeted? Is it the small business you targeted? Is it investor you targeted? Because remember, everything is around different kind of funding, right? If you targeted, I'm giving you an example, a nonprofit, that nonprofit right now will have to make that, I'm giving you an example, will have to make that commitment now. So,
Right.
so who are you targeting
So
for?
in the past, I've done hospitals.
Hospital.
Brands, believe it or not, and very specific brands, 'cause I have my own product, right? I haven't gotten great response from them, but health professionals I have. She's been on.
Health professional,
I
oh.
have.
Okay, so then that could be one target market when you're mapping your
And
for.
politicians too. I really want to.
Okay, so politicians, a lot of the time they ask to be for your brand to be a nonprofit. Are you a nonprofit?
So, the NHBC will be my, fiscal sponsor, because we have our 501c3 now.
Okay, so here's the thing, is also, let's just say you have 1 month, one killer offer, right? Because I know the product that you guys do, you guys gonna go to the politician, they're gonna ask you guys to do discretionary funding. That's not something you could get right now. If you wanna make 10K, what's the other avenue? That's not an avenue that I would go as first. I would put that.
So it wasn't gonna be the only avenue, but you introduced me, Kevin. I had a really great talk to him, the senator. He said to call him, and he would contribute.
No. So that one, there may be different with some. Remember, there's different levels. Also understand who you're talking to. Senator have a different way they give money. Assembly, city, so they all have different way
Yeah,
fiscal
yeah.
years. So I don't know about how they do the funding timing. And then sometime right now the politician maybe they could introduce you to someone who already got their funded that could give you the money also. So there's tons of creative way. But so for you, Deborah, is really right now. If you make a list of all these organizations that will be funded, that particular funded your event, find out what that list is, and then make the list, and then do the research or ask ChatGPT to say, hey, can you give me a list of hospital, a brand, or investor that will be invested at Love Break Day that will benefit from that audience. Once you have that list, then you start making the phone call. If that list gives you like, well, Deborah, you have a total 10 hospitals in New York, then that's your job.
Yeah.
You make a list of those 10, that's the job.
From then to now, I have an amazing list of people that I've been talking to, warming them up. They said they would contribute, so now I'm starting now.
Okay, so so Keisha, I'm assuming also you have that. You guys already
I
have,
have it.
you guys have all your asset
Yeah,
already for
I
your
do.
acts?
No, I'm working on the deck.
That's what I'm working on.
That's what I'm
too.
working on, the deck. So I'm having somebody design the deck for me, and then I'm just gonna plug it in. That's it. That's the only thing I really have is the deck. I have like my one page for multiple myeloma matters. All the collateral I use when I do pop-ups for that, I have that to attach as a PDF. But I do need to create the deck. But I don't want it to be as extensive. I think sometimes people
You
send me
could,
a
I
deck.
just went to this, I didn't even get the pay session. I was gonna create a deck. I think Gamma.
Oh, I used Gamma before. I'm gonna use them.
Shama,
Gamma.
Shah just told me how to do this.
It's real good, yeah.
Yeah, so.
I'm gonna pay
I
for
don't
it.
know what that is.
It's an
Oh,
AI tool.
It's an
tool.
AI tool that you literally put your presentation in, and then it create the deck for you in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay,
So for your
it's
deck,
paid or free?
there's a
Gamma.
paid version, there's so
Free
once you
version.
use the pay, so I'm assuming like it's free.
Gamma?
Yeah,
So,
Gamma.
interesting at this point, because I've been doing, this is a 10-year now.
Oh, wow, it's gonna be 10 years?
10
That's
years.
huge.
So this year's the year of the braid.
Okay, okay.
And because I have been doing it for so long, I do have some things in the
But what
bucket that I know
did
that
you
I can
ever
do.
have, so now you have the offer, right, Deborah? You said, I'm gonna do the sponsorship and I'm gonna raise that 10K, right? So now you know who the target markets are. what is the next step is, what is the asset to give them with the ask? Is it after you got the email? Do you have the letter? Do you have the deck? Do
That's
you,
what I'm working on right now, so that when I ask them, I'm ready to send it to them.
okay.
Right.
And
Okay.
that's what I said to Kevin, I said, I'm in the process of doing the deck right now, and once it's completed, I'll send it to you.
Okay, you go in the decks. Okay. So next class you could bring the deck. Let's all review it.
Okay.
You bring the deck and a list of organization, then you could be like, okay, well, then we start targeting this organization, send out an email to them, and let's put strategies together how you lead to that. That strategy, a lot of the time, yes, Kim.
Yeah, I'm just saying that quite an interesting class, but she always put impromptu things on me, and after last night I was disappointed once.
Okay.
Thank you,
All
Kim.
right.
You have it recorded. Yes. It's part of the strategies now because a lot of time, 99% of the time, these women, these networks are already in our connection, but we just never target them. So therefore, if my job is to get that 10K, is to make that recurring, that's my only job, is to lead to conversation, that phone call, that meeting, that's what you're gonna be doing. After you find out, okay, who they are, is make a list, and that's your job. That every Monday, Monday or Sunday, hey, my name is Deborah, until you get to that person. That's your job.
Don't call anybody on Fridays.
Yes.
If you're gonna send an email, send it like Sunday night, or in the middle of the night, to make it so it goes out their email.
Yes.
Also, the deck that you wanna have ready, whatever one pager you need, have it already in the computer with yours, so you gotta change the person's name. So if you talk to somebody on the phone, or you run into somebody, you can
Yep.
quickly follow up with an email. So I created a folder, because I start with organization.
Yeah.
But this time around, I'm trying to be more organized. Because my memory is not the same.
Yes.
So yeah, just the tips that I'm trying to, when I'm ready to pull that trigger, everything is lined up.
So what I've been doing is the minute that I meet the person, I have chat to the letter
Right, okay.
and put it in a folder.
And if you guys want, I could share, for example, I created, the letter in Canva with the logo, a letterhead, and then followed by the deck. I don't usually send the deck until I spoke to that person.
Right.
Don't send the deck, be like, hey, here's the money. It'll be
Right.
like after the phone call.
Yeah.
Then after the meeting, then you could be like, hey, Deborah, would you like me to send you the deck to review?
Okay.
Don't send it from that first conversation.
Just my knowledge,
No,
just
right.
tell me why,
Like-
I just want to know.
Because first of all, if I just met you and then all of a sudden you asking me for money, I don't want to have that. I don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah.
So it's very easy. If you want me to share some of the example, so that means you need to create a deck. You need to create with followed by that offer. You already have that. Bring you that 10K. For that's your job, and your job is having conversation. Your job is calling and emailing, and have meetings. So that means. It's not necessarily that target market. You got to understand where they hang out. You got to understand what
Yes.
kind of conference that they do. A lot of these are industry events. A lot of the doctors and a lot of them are around because all you got to do look for these people that do these events, these organizations. Look under their sponsor or partner, and then now if you go to that event, you go talk exactly to that booth.
Okay.
And then Deborah, another tip. So some of them they're already in the space here. So when you come to the event, all you got to do is go to that person's table. That's a little tips. Look at who's going to be in the event and then go straight to that table and have a conversation.
So I am making a change this year. It was my goal to keep International Island Race Day free. That was my goal. However, what I've decided to do is charge for the gift bag.
It's depending on the model. It could be free. It could be different tiers. It could be like the event is free, but if I want to listen to a keynote, a fireside chat with somebody that's gonna change my life, I charge ticket for it. It still could be free, but you could do certain breakout session paid.
Yeah.
Especially if you're giving value, because right now people want to know. I feel like people want to know more of the how do I get it done versus people telling me like they started like and they're making X.
Yeah.
How did you do it? How did
Right.
you build it? How did you come up about that? So perfect example. That's pretty much like how you could start with the strategy. So Keisha, you have the strategy, what to do next class.
Which one? Me to bring up my deck?
Yeah, the deck.
I have my list already.
You have your list already and some contact. What industry? So I need to do the 5 industries. So in other words, which
2 industries, 5 contacts you want. Okay, and the deck.
And the deck.
I definitely help with the deck. So yeah, I'll work on it. I'm gonna go on Gamma and do it.
yes.
Yeah.
Deborah, what's
You want the deck and my list, right?
got it. Natasha.
I chose. So I definitely want to raise funds to produce my series programming, whether that's live events. events that turn into content, but all focusing on clean beauty brands, conversations around toxic beauty, natural
So
hair.
is your offer is an event?
offer is
Remember one. I know we have a lot, but one.
my
Because you know.
offer is
Go ahead.
a content series.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's an offer.
That's my offer. It's a content series. So sponsorship for that.
Okay, okay. Look at you. You put it
Yeah.
down. Last time you had 5.
I know. I've been listening. I've been trying
No,
to.
that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, content series. That's perfect.
Yes.
So the number of series, and then also you want to do it as a one-time 10K, or you want to do it reoccurring?
No, it's definitely gonna be recurring.
Okay.
Not a one time. No, no, no.
Okay.
Mm-mm,
Okay,
no.
fine. Look
Yeah.
at Camille. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I want some snacks. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, popcorn.
You leaving?
I definitely want water. I'm so parched.
Oh, you want water?
Yes, please. Thank
I'm
you.
gonna put it.
Okay, okay, that's fine.
You want sparkling or you want still?
With the blue. Sparkling. Yeah.
Do I? Yes, let's go see if he's here. Okay.
No? Oh, you don't want?
Oh, I want some water.
Bless the place. Thank you, Natasha.
Camille,
Yes.
thank you.
And my
Yes.
I needed this.
Oh, you have napkin? I don't have a napkin.
Let me go get your better one.
Thank you. You see, she's happy. I'm like, I'm hungry myself. Okay, so Tasha, that's a good one. You
Thank
have
you.
an event series.
I do.
10K, that's perfect. Okay,
I
so
do
who do
actually
you have?
I have a deck for it and everything. I just realized when we were talking about it, I was like, I did all of this already.
Okay, you have your list of, so you mapping that. You have your list of investor partner to reach that 10K. Who are they?
This is a show featuring Dr. Thea, so it's
No, but who's
mental
the people
health.
you're gonna ask for money?
Yeah, yeah. So this is I'm going to be going to any type of what do you call it? Those mental health self care apps that they have, like Calm, and there's another one I can't remember right now.
Oh, these not
There's a
profit?
lot of them.
No, these are apps.
Oh,
Like
okay.
meditation,
Oh,
like
okay,
meditation
okay,
apps and things
uh-huh.
like that.
Yeah, they have a lot
Anything
of
having to do with self care, mental health. Yeah.
Okay, so these are apps. So what's the strategy? Now that you say the keyword is these are apps.
These are apps.
Okay, so
Yeah,
how do you get the
yeah.
money?
I have to contact these companies and let them know about what I'm doing.
Who, the app? Who, the people in the app?
Yeah.
Who are the people in the
I
app?
don't know the people in the app. That's
Did
the
I just say
thing.
they are founders? I need you to invite founders, Natasha.
So you need me to invite founders
Because
of these
you're the
apps?
founder of the app,
Oh,
they
thank you.
created the app, so they're founder, they're different. The way you communicate with them is different.
Well, these apps.
You're the one that said the people in the app.
Right, I know I did say that, but I don't know. These apps are not. I don't know who the founders of these apps are. That's interesting.
But
They're-
that's-
yeah, that's not how they're really positioning themselves.
I think you can find it.
I mean, I could find it, but you know how you know a story of
You
somebody
know,
who
if
created
there,
the
if
app.
there's somebody,
That's not the type of
if
app.
there's an app, there's a founder, there's somebody that built the app. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Oh. What is that, baby? Check the app store. Let's see.
Yeah, you know, what she says that I don't know who created, but there's
I
somebody
don't know
that
who
created
created
the
that
app.
app. Yeah, let me see.
Okay.
This is research time.
Oh,
Let's see who created the Palm app.
Sasha,
Yes.
what's
Oh.
yours? What's your next step?
Mine is, I want to position myself as the queen of sewing spandex, so I'm gonna open up the showroom. How do I raise the
I think
10K is to get my average cost for my outfits is $150.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go at $100 and, I just need 100 clients.
But you could, that's you creating it, building it. So that means you already have to have the money to open the space, so you're gonna need money on top of
Yes,
that.
so, yes.
What maybe
sorry.
investor could be in go? You ask 10 people for
Well,
X?
the investment money to open the space is gonna come from 2 people that's seen me grown over the time, so I'm gonna get 5 from one, I'm saying 5 from one, 2 from one and 2 for the other. And then after I'll get that and open up the space, then I'm gonna do monthly events.
Okay, so then you have the offer, then that's part of your kickoff startup, that's 2K. So if you have 2 people that give you 2 each, that's $4,000.
Yes.
Because in order for you to do X, you have to have that 10K to build this, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Pino, what's yours?
I want to chime in on hers first. your
Okay.
2 and 4, are they gifts or are they investments?
One is a gift and one is an investment.
Okay, what return rate? Is it like a loan or would they have
It's a
equity
loan.
in what you? Okay.
It's just a loan until I build the space
Okay. And you said 4. What's the 4 used for? For
to get the space, to get the showroom.
isn't it monthly? Or no?
Yeah, so I'm gonna get it monthly. I'm gonna get it, they probably gonna have it like 2 or 3 months, they said,
Sure.
and then I'm on my own. So that's 2 or 3 months, I don't have to worry about paying for the location,
Gotcha.
but I'm gonna be doing a monthly event every month where I'm gonna have vendors, the fashion show to introduce people to the fashion.
Yeah.
But inside the space also, I'm going to be doing sewing lessons, which the sewing classes are $200 an
Yeah.
hour, and you have to pay for the whole month up front. So one person, that's $800 a month.
I got you. Yeah. And another thing too, you mentioned that your average outfit is 150.
$150, yeah.
Right. But in terms of time, how much does it take you to create it?
I can make an outfit in an hour.
All right.
So
You could?
That's amazing.
You can come to me, like if, once I have the showroom, you can come to me, place your order, go have lunch and come back and it'll be made.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have
so you
do
have to
sewing
put
classes?
You have to put like an hourly rate.
An
For
hourly rate?
the creation
No
of,
sewing
the reason I'm saying is,
Teaching
if
people how to
you're
sew.
not there to create, it's suddenly not 100 anymore. You feel me?
Right.
How many
Right.
the
So if
classes
someone
an hour?
else was creating it,
So the
then
class is an hour?
it's 50. Right? 'Cause you have to pay that person, let's say 50 an hour. That's
Right. But I'm gonna be creating it for now.
right. I understand, but
Yeah.
you still gotta pay you as if
Yeah.
you're not.
As if I'm not me.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Okay.
So
You could take the
that's my-
camera off. You could leave this on.
I'm sorry, what is your
Okay, then that's fine. You could take the camera.
What is your offer again?
Okay.
Well, I'm a fashion designer.
Yeah.
So my offer is, like, when you think spandex and when you think swimsuit, bikini top, boy shorts, thong,